podcast is intended to be entertainment and a tad educational. Do not take anything we say to heart. We are not comedians, but plan to laugh with us or at us. If you disagree with what we have to say, make sure to bring it up in the comments so we can gain views with your tears. Enjoy the show.
Sorry, y'all. Working through some kinks, trying to figure out if we're doing what we think we're doing on here. Welcome back, Drilling Junkies podcast. Got Kinley Watson, Jordan Kirkram, myself, I guess Cody Smith, and Jarrett Ritchie in the house today. We got several topics we're going to discuss. A lot of them being Wicked related. Some upcoming shows with them and some other promoters. Glad everybody's got out of the snow. I know you two've been pushing for like
ever.
I could go without snow for the next
ever
4 years.
Ever.
Yeah.
I don't care if I never see another snowflake in my life.
I'd trade you all paychecks right now though. So
Not the
time.
Sometimes you're like, man, this is worth it. Other times you're like, yeah, this is not
All
worth
I
it.
know is Uncle Sam is going to have a field day out of us.
Oh, he
yeah.
already did on my last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just said, yeah. Nope. Sorry about that. Taking that.
Enjoy this.
Oh well.
But yeah, so we've all made it. Jared's old dually had to get pushed out of his driveway.
I don't want to talk about that
His plowed driveway.
again. Yeah.
at
At
that.
that. It
It's
was
that Ford Power right there.
Hey, mine got here just fine.
You had to get pushed in my driveway.
No, I didn't.
Or
I
Just had to
I'm not
lock it
gonna
in
lie.
four-wheel drive.
I
Partially almost drove through your garage door, but it's okay.
I had to put mine in 4-wheel drive. I got about half the truck in his driveway. I was like, okay.
no heavy Chevy goes in and out in 2-wheel drive just fine.
It's a setup.
Yes. He rigged that. So he sprayed water out there. So there was ice.
Yeah. So as we start always, we're going to thank the people that support us the most. We're going to thank Jessica Ritchie and Archie Campbell. They stepped up and helped us financially get some of this equipment and help us to get some here in the future. Can't thank them enough. They've been Jared's #1 supporter his
Pretty
whole
much.
life since he got squirted out.
No doubt.
Ew.
And me the same. So they came in later in life, but Mama Richie's always taking care of us. Can't thank her enough for that. Our partnership with Jason Babs at Babs Custom Signs. Jason's done our banner for us, some of the stickers you guys have seen, along with some of the other stuff that we'll have come up at Sturgis. He does all of our printing for us. Other than the t-shirt style stuff, I do that myself. But Jason is put together a partnership with us. We're going to be offering roof signs and door wraps. Roof signs are $175. And door wraps are $185. I'll get you both sides. Great deal. I've not seen one that's a better deal than that. I know I'm getting ready to place my order. Believe Jordan and Kinley are as well. So pretty exciting to see
Great.
some of that.
Great partnership. Can't
Yeah.
thank him enough.
Yep. So get with us if you want to help be part of that. Help us build this show, become even bigger and better than we already are. So
Speaking of that, we have our followers and likes. It just continues to
They
go
just
up.
keep on going.
yep.
So-
What are we up to now?
Keep doing what everybody's doing.
70, I think like 872 maybe.
Yeah.
That's what it was yesterday.
As
I haven't
always,
checked today.
Yeah,
like it,
872.
share it, tag us, send us stuff, whatever, you name it. Keep doing what you're doing because we're still growing. Keep at it.
Yep. And we are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for 7 more days unless they change something up.
I don't think they're getting rid of TikTok.
I hope
there
not.
Ain't no way.
No, I learned too much from TikTok.
Yeah.
I learned way more in there than I ever did in school.
Yeah.
And I actually paid attention in school sometimes. Sometimes.
We won't even go there.
Yeah.
YouTube, go subscribe to our channel on there. These videos do get posted on there. We will have more short content going on there very soon. that's what we will be working on at Sturgis, is to get some more content up on that. And hopefully we'll be able to do that on TikTok and Instagram as well.
We're not very far away from the Apple Podcast and Spotify. We have to have so many episodes. They have to go through, watch, filter them, they do their thing. We just send the stuff in. And so here shortly, we will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. That's still in the works. And, that's our goal, is to definitely get up on there too.
Yep. I think they said a minimum of 5 episodes. With our little halvesies, I'd say we're probably right there since this is our 4th full episode.
Yeah.
So that's something we can work on here before too long too. Reminder, we got merch. I know it's itty bitty, but we got hoodies, koozies, hats, t-shirts. All of this money goes directly to funding the podcast. I'm providing the stuff so that way we get a better return. Hit us up if you want any of it. We can bring it to a show. We can drop it in the mail. I know it's only got up to XL's pricing, but we can go high. It's just a different rate. So if you need something that's not listed, just let one of us know and we'll get it ready for you. So now to the fun part. Where are we?
Pinto Power.
God bless.
I didn't even put that on there this time, did I?
Yeah.
That's just Walker already commenting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
there it is.
don't you have don't you have to go jump in the snow butt naked or something like that? Why don't you go ahead and get on that one?
Yeah, you can leave that offline.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Yeah, don't post that.
You can do that for their group chat.
Big Chuck is loved, but not that much.
So, what, 2 weeks we have Sturgis?
Fast approaching.
Do you guys get your tickets?
Yes, we did.
Good. I believe
I'll get you taken care of, Joey.
I'll send it with him today, Joey. I believe I may be out.
We'll check.
Yeah,
Let you
I
know.
may send him with it today.
Either way, we'll take care of you.
I saw that they're on their last few tickets available for Wicked Warzone.
Not a surprise.
Yep. I honestly feared they would be gone already, but so it's pretty exciting to see you can still get those.
Yeah.
I know we've got all of ours. We got a big group of us going, just like always. So we're excited to get down there, praying for good weather.
Hey, it looks good so far.
Well, I saw a thing today that said we're supposed to have more cold weather and snow the 18th through the 24th.
Well, we're going the 25th, so it's going to be sunny and 75.
Yeah.
I hope.
We'll bank on that.
I think last me and your dad looked was like 30 something and 10 to 15 miles an hour.
I can
I'll
deal with
take
it.
it.
I can deal with the snow as long as it's not actively snowing.
And no rain.
And
For the
wind
love of-
that wasn't 75 miles
For
an
the
hour.
love of God, no rain this year.
No kidding.
But I'm excited for it. Have you guys seen the vendor list?
Yeah.
It's
Like
Large and in charge.
yes.
look at this, guys.
If you need any parts picked up, anything and everything you need will be there.
Yeah.
And
That
in,
hoodie,
and in bunches.
that hoodie on the right's calling my name.
Yeah,
So I will be doing
Is
that
it the tan
first
one?
thing.
Is it the tan
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was eyeballing that too.
I will get one of those first, and then I will go spend the rest of my money somewhere else on that list.
I'm gonna go spend mine at the concession stand. I don't know about
Facts.
you guys.
They
Yeah.
actually usually don't have that bad of food.
They
pretty
have
food
good chicken tenders.
Their chicken tendies are money. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Yep.
We're just
Oh,
become a
gosh.
foodie show.
Yeah.
We're gonna review all
We
the
don't
food,
care
all the
about
derbies.
motorsports. We're just going to go to the concession
Hey,
stands
if we
and
hop
rate
on
all
here
those.
and we talk about food, this will be at least a 3-hour podcast.
There's one thing I don't think any of us do, and that's go without food.
No.
I have no problem eating food.
No.
I could eat all day.
Yep.
Speaking of, I'm pretty hungry right now.
No kidding.
We'll be praying for you, Joey. That's
Yeah.
hopefully they fix whatever it is, and we'll see you at the next one. That's for sure.
You want to talk about a good dude? Joey Wiseman.
Stand up guy.
I have asked him what was that? Spring X. He went and got stuff for us.
Mm-hmm.
Paoli, a couple months ago,
Yep.
said, "Joey, can you go do this?" He said, "Dude, I got you."
He went out at Spring X like late and
Yeah.
went multiple places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to Joey. He's always watching too. That, you know.
Always supporting.
Back to Sturgis.
Schedule wise for Sturgis, gates open 7 a.m. that Saturday. The arena itself will open at 3. Tech ends at 3:30. Power Wheels take the track at 4:45, and the action starts at 5. So
all of those times are Central Time too.
Yeah.
They are
Yep.
an hour behind us here.
So anybody that's wanting to tune in from home, it'll be 6 o'clock Eastern time. If you're going to be there, remember that's not our time. But yeah, we're excited about it. Bringing up some of the drivers list. A lot of big names, a lot of names I don't recognize, which is even more exciting. I'd much rather see those guys go out and put on a show than the same old guys that do it every year. So get to pick a new favorite each heat.
The one thing you can count on is every class they will crank it up.
There's a few names in each of those classes I was sitting there looking at that it's liable to get hairy real quick because that's just who they are.
It always does.
Yeah.
Like, always does. And I love it.
There's some names you usually would see that aren't on there, but again, there's some names that you usually don't see that are on there. I mean, all those classes. I mean, there's big names, there's small names. It's bound to be something good.
Yeah. So like locally names I've seen, pretty much all of them local to us are in the Wicked Weld class, unless you guys have seen any others. Got Jaden Holland, Jesse Fink, Tyler Abner, Curtis Lamb, Dustin Wiggins, Dustin Cross. My eyes are deceiving me.
Jesse Fink. I don't know if you said him. There you go.
There
it's
we
easier
go.
to see.
I
I know in the MWFA, Chris Singleton is on there.
Yeah.
He's
Which-
always fun time in that class to
He
watch.
just ran Winter Slam too.
Yep.
He must just be hitting them all up.
He had a show. I seen it on his Snapchat at the. It was before Winter Slam, and the van he had, the stereo and everything was still in it. He pulled on the track and was just
That is amazing.
cranking. I'm like, that right there's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that MWFA, those guys are always wild, no matter where it's at. But I can't imagine seeing them at Sturgis because that whole show's wild.
Yeah, they're gonna follow suit, I'm afraid.
Plus, they got a lot of room to run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'd be exciting for sure.
Hit us up down there.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll be down there.
Come find us.
I don't know what layer it'll be, but I'm sure we'll all have our Adrenaline Junkies merch on if it's even visible. Depending on the weather, it may be buried a few layers, but definitely come find us. Say hey. We'll be out doing interviews, taking pictures and videos, trying to bring some content in. So
If you want merch, we can get merch down there too, of course.
I'll have a tote full.
Yeah.
Yep, I didn't even see those on there, Cody. Pretty cool.
Walker. He needs something like that for himself to get Big Chuck in and out of the car. Oh boy. The ticket giveaway.
Oh yeah.
Cody drew that a few days ago.
Yep, David Groh. I believe he was from Ohio,
No, he's from Illinois.
Illinois, one of the
Plaza.
border states.
Wrong side.
Yeah, just look right or left. It's one of
By the
them.
look of his Facebook page, I think he's a compact driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he ended up winning the free ticket provided by Wicked. We gave that away. Heck yeah. Got you down, Joey and Jordan.
There we go.
He took home a ticket from Wicked to get into the show and an extra large hoodie from us. So we appreciate everybody that participated in that. Just that competition alone brought in tons of followers. So we hope to do more like that with some more shows coming up. Partner with other promoters and businesses to try to.
I think it's pretty cool that he's from out of state.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was glad someone I'd never heard of him personally. I was glad somebody we'd never heard of one.
yeah.
That'll be a new face we get to meet.
Yep. Every time I do one of these drawings, even if it's for my business or whatever, I always reach in and I'm like, please don't be my best friend. Please don't be my best friend, because you're always going to catch flack over it, and it's just not a fun thing. Like, try to do something good and it always bites you. But this one, never met the guy a day in my life, so we're excited to meet you, David. Thank you. So why did this change? There we go. Before last show, they did a release of a new event. It's going to be down at Freedom Hall.
It is.
What's their name?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal Promotions.
Robbie Crittenden.
Robbie Crittenden, yep.
He worked his magic, got him back in there, and for all the rumors that were going around, yes, it is in Freedom Hall.
Yep.
I have heard it was just going to be in Broadbent. That's not the case. There was a big scheduling conflict with a bunch of other events going on. Again, Robbie worked his magic. It is in Freedom Hall. It is going to be a legit deal. The track is going to be legit. I mean, I think it's going to be just as good, if not better than some of the other indoor events. So,
yeah, I hadn't heard any of those rumors.
Yeah, there was,
Wow.
which, I mean, the only difference if it was in Freedom Hall and Broadbent was Broadbent has less seating. But,
Yeah.
I mean, then again, what do you do? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to take what you can get. And he was on a short time frame to start with. So,
Very short.
Yeah.
Hats off.
He got approval and announced it next day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
didn't he have like slim pickings for his date anyway?
Yeah, there was
They-
like the next thing was like later on in the year, and we all know how busy the later on in the year shows are, so
and
it sucks that it wasn't very much heads up this time, but you fast forward to next year,
Yeah.
Lord, he'll know ahead of time.
Yep.
Then he'll have that scheduled out better. But
Either way, I think it'll still be a great show.
the car, build it, and the cars will come.
yeah, pre-registration, it was like 9 minutes and everything was sold out.
Total.
Then he opened up 10 more of every class,
And of
and
course,
within
they were all gone too.
minutes it was sold out.
Yeah.
If minutes. Absolutely wild how that works. Like,
It's
knowing you've got 60 days to build a car.
it's a cool place too. I mean,
I just think it's cool because they have so many events there. Like Bellerman plays there.
Mhm.
I don't the rodeo.
Monster Jams. Coming.
Monster
I
Jams.
saw it
Of
was
Yeah.
course,
coming
you
up.
got
Yep.
the truck and tractor pull.
Yep.
Most everybody from this area, hell, even people from Ohio, Tennessee,
Yeah.
they all always are here for that. So it's kind
Yeah,
of a
it's
cool
a-
place to go.
National championship. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep.
it's a giant.
Yeah, they got people that come in from Canada to pull and
Oh yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yep. Crazy things one little venue can do.
That's right. Especially being right here, right down the road from us.
Yeah. Get their flyer pulled up real quick. Yeah.
That'll be March 1st at Freedom Hall, Louisville, Kentucky. Twisted Metal Motorsports is putting it on. Robbie Crittenden. I think he even posted out the inspectors, which I mean, that can be cool, that can be bad, but I think it's good in this case, So, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's got inspectors put out there, and he has different inspectors for each class.
And
Yeah,
all
I
the
like that.
inspectors are quality guys that know what they're doing.
Yep.
As a builder, I would not like to build for some of those guys
No.
because I know it would not play in my favor, but
Yeah, so we'll be having the old school rear-wheel drives, street stocks, rear-wheel drives, mini car, MWFA, a minivan, truck, and SUV class, and a mower class. So it'll be definitely an action-packed night.
yeah. Which that's a lot of classes for one night, but I don't know. I mean, when you're prepared, you have the equipment to get the cars on and off the track.
Yeah, and being one and done, that speeds that up a ton.
That's the big
I
thing.
think the
done.
coolest thing though is inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Have so many
uh,
classes like that. I think it's best to be inside so you're not freezing and you're like, dang, I wish this would just get over with.
Yeah.
I'm cold.
because March 1st, it could be warm. Most likely
it
not.
could
though.
be
Yeah.
snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing with Robbie, I've been to a few of his shows and watched. Robbie is real big on you're not going to sandbag. He's going to keep the show up and going. If you're not hitting, he's going to take care of it. So I feel like having a few classes, all of them being a one and done, I think the show will flow good. But I definitely think
You won't show me.
along the lines of just like it's Sturgis, it's going to probably be pretty wild. So
Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably going to be. I think guys were kind of bummed and down and out that they didn't get to party the last few times they were down there. So
Yeah.
I'm afraid that they have a good track this time. It's just going to be downright wicked on that one too.
Speaking of one of the head inspectors, Mr. Cross himself, I believe he's in head over the street stock
Yes.
class. So pretty excited to see that.
he's put together a car or two.
Just one or two.
Just a few. Speaking of, while he's in here, we'll skip down to our next bullet point after we'll go out of date chronologically order. Cross just released that his Jefferson County Fair Derby will be July 11th. Pre-entry is now open. He's got a poll up. What up, Wiggy? Or I guess not a poll, but a questionnaire up, trying to detect interest on 4 different classes that may be possibly entered in on that night. He's got a gut and go for ladies only, the MWFA, Minivan Mania, and Youth Minis, which are not eligible if you've won a previous show. Go check that out on his Facebook page.
907 Promotions.
I believe he posted that on his personal page, which he may have tagged 907 Promotions. If you're interested in running in any of those, let him know. Get your pre-entries in. And yeah, that's going to be a fun show as well. It's one of the bigger shows, and heck yeah, we'll run all 4 if get them that minimum of 10.
That's gonna be a long night.
That'll be a
Ladies,
real
ladies,
long night.
come on,
Worth
let's get this.
Yeah, we've got a few women here.
Harold,
Caitlin,
you already know the hair will be
Caitlin,
flowing.
let's going.
It's going to be breezy down there.
That nasty flow. Hi, Madeline. We just got done talking about Wicked Warzone coming up.
We will be in touch.
Yeah. That brings us to the next key. Wicked Team Show tickets are now available and campsites are now available. That show is March 21st and 22nd. We'll be doing a 4-man team heat, compact light builds, Wicked Weld, any year bone stock, and co-pilot 80 and up.
Similar classes to Sturgis, but the 4-man team show.
But yeah, so we're excited for that. I'm sure we're going to try and make that.
Yeah, I'd say we're probably going to.
That's a very nice rule, Dustin. I like that.
Top 3 cars from the ladies get to go straight to the main of the Get and Go feature.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Get it done, Joey. Yeah, Madison, it's turned in from one of the derbies that didn't catch any recognition in this area to being probably the top gut and go derby in southern Indiana now.
That's the one everyone really looks forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like around here.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak for other counties, but I'm always excited to go. It's always fun. It's always a good show.
Cross has taken that and completely 180'd it. It went from being probably 10-car feature to now there's so many cars we got to run.
I think there was 30 last year.
He's ran
last year.
3 heats the
Last
both
2
times
years,
he's had it,
which
which everybody knows for today's time that's kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
If you run heats at all, you're usually 2 at max.
Yep. So
something that we don't have on here that they did announce, Corden, Indiana, Harrison County, they TNT Promotions, they're back again this coming year. They just posted that on their Facebook page. They were there last year, and from what I understand, they're back in again next year. Good, bad, and different? I don't know, but they are back for Harrison County. We will get more info on that. We'll get dates on that too. But again, that was posted and announced a few days ago. So
Yeah, it was over the weekend, I think.
yep.
Yeah. Anybody watching that ever has any of these breaking news type situations on dates or anything, please forward that to us. We've got 4 sets of eyes up here, but we work and we miss a lot. So
We're all human.
yeah.
Even if there's a show, if you're tuned in and you're from Ohio and there's a big show that you want talked about in Ohio, that's fine. You can also talk to us about that.
Thank you, Cody. Cody Field says Harrison County with TNT is June 28th.
And there you go.
Speaking of dates, so I kind of did something last week and created us a website.
Yeah.
It is not near complete, but
Still work in progress.
adrenalinejunkiespod.com has our schedule of events that we're going to. Right now, it's got both Wicked shows on there, and maybe Bourbon. I think I may have added it. But we will be adding more as.
Yeah, we still have a lot of stuff to add to that, and we're still working on dialing that in for our merch, all that stuff. But it is up, so you can go, you can look it up, find it. But again, it'll be changing, dramatically here coming up. So give us a little bit more time, and it'll be up and running the way it should be.
Slacking. But yeah, so adrenalinejunkiespod.com. Our merch is on there. Our dates are on there. I'll be adding more to that as we go.
We will put the link to that in our Facebook page too.
Yeah.
So
Yep. We'll have all
having
of it
trouble
on there.
find it, just go to the Facebook page. It will be on the Facebook page. You'll find the link down below and go check it out.
Yep.
Give us any, if you have any ideas or things we could do to the website, anything we can add. Of course, as always, we're open to opinions and stuff on that as well.
If there's stuff you like, just tell us about it. If there's stuff you don't like, we also like to hear that too.
Yep.
It's the only way that we improve.
So that's about it with our upcoming events. We got a few topics just personally we would like to cover. How'd you guys choose your derby numbers? Should we go
First.
You want me to go first? There's
we go
literally
age?
nothing spontaneous about this at all. So
Get it.
I'll be fast.
Get it?
Let's see. Jace's number, my brother's number is 222X. And then my dad, his roof sign, it was
J12.
J12. I keep wanting to say mine. I'm trying to say mine. J12, and then I started derbying, and I was like, well, I kind of want to follow both of them. I was trying to include everybody. I was thinking about it way too hard. So mine's K. Wait.
K122X.
K122X. I'm sorry. There's so many numbers right now.
She's like, yeah, there's
So-
nothing to mine, and I
so-
just can't remember his.
So the K is for me and also for my mom, Keegan. And then the 12 in it, I know it's 122, but the 12 in it's for dad. And I decided the 2 because I couldn't be K12. And then the X is for Jace. So
And then she came up with this and then asked me to spray paint it on her car. I'm like, good grief. I need a huge car to fit all this in there.
Yeah.
get
You
this
got it,
paragraph down?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
What about you, Jordan?
Mine. So my dad runs 88. So I obviously wanted to kind of do something with that. I looked at 88J. I looked at 88X. I didn't really want to go that route. He ran Dent one year and he ran 388. So that was I was kind of going off of that. I always kind of thought that was cool. And Ron Stepro always ran number 33. So I kind of took his and combined the two together, and that's what we got.
Can I just say ditto? So back whenever I first thought about running. It was about the same time me and Jordan became friends. He hadn't even ran his first show yet, and we was talking about what numbers we would run. His dad was 88. My dad was 87. So it was just ideal.
It just worked out.
Papaw Ron's number put in front, Dale's number put in front, had the 87 for my dad, the 8 in the middle for Lloyd. So I had all my motorsports heroes there in a line. So I just went with it.
Then, of course, as it works out.
Yeah, it was just one number off from my best
off.
friends, and just happened. It was cool. So I was glad he thought of the idea, and I guess Chris kind of was in there too with his number, putting his dad's number up front. So that's how the next generation became a thing. Even though all three of us have never been on the track together, we've spent a lot of time at the track together. Pretty cool seeing how all that works out and how our childhood minds turn into adult minds of working on them to running them. So
mine kind of followed suit too. It was, my dad was always 32. Obviously he's probably my biggest hero, and it kind of came about. Those guys were running the 3 before their numbers, and then the next gen thing was brought up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just follow suit. And so I did. My brother did, and it just, I don't know, it just worked out. 332. I guess it kind of sounds cool.
He came and asked if he could be a part of the Cool Kids crew.
Yeah. We told him no, but he didn't.
I think
he didn't listen.
I was just like that gnat that just kept coming back. You just couldn't get rid of me. But
trust me, we've tried.
We swatted many times, but we don't swat near as hard anymore.
Yeah, it's not as bad now. But yeah, I don't know. It was just, it kind of made sense, I guess, at the time. 332, it just clicked, and that's what I stuck with. So
yeah.
I don't think I've ever ran anything else either.
I ran 13 on my first race car.
I had a long thought on that. I mean, I wanted to do something with an 88 in it, but then I know some people, if they play like a high school sport, they use that. So for high school baseball, I was 10. So I thought about that. But I felt like that I kind of wanted something that I hadn't seen. And still to this day, even running out of town and everything, I think I've seen a 388 one other time, which is kind of cool.
I think I've seen mine once or twice.
Yeah.
But that's something you don't really see much either. I was going to do the X deal, the 32X, but I was like, that 32, that just the number 32, that's my dad's number, so I just kind of left it at that and made my own. But
back in the day, that was why I kind of thought about that. Back in the day, if you showed up to the track and you registered first, or if somebody else registered first and they had the same number as you, you had to change yours.
Yeah.
And Dad and Ron went somewhere one night, and there was an 88 already there, and Dad didn't have any spray paint or nothing. They took tape, and he put an X behind it. And then there's a picture. I think I was born. I think he said it was right after I was born. He ran somewhere down in Kentucky, and same thing happened, and he threw a J behind it. So I thought about all of those, but I was like, nah, I'll just kind of go with this and kind of do my own thing.
Yeah, that 13 I ran was my baseball number.
Yep.
I missed the practice where we got to pick our jerseys numbers one year, and my coach was one of my best friend growing up's dad. And he's like, I didn't know what number to get you, so I got you my number from when I played in high school. So he handed it to me, and it was 13. And I was like, that's not lucky. And we went out and won the first game. That was my number after that. Loved it.
If any of y'all have stories on where you got your numbers from,
yeah, drop them in.
Yeah, let's hear.
I guess my scrapper, I didn't run 387 either. That car I raced at Salem Speedway, I raced it as 7-2. So 72, which is our county number, but also Tyler White provided me the car. So he was number 7. So it was 7, number 2. So I ran that as a thank you to him. It's pretty fun times. We need to make a slew of those and take them over the track one year.
That would be a terrible idea.
No, it'd be awesome.
That would be terrible.
So awesome.
I've always said I'd like
Hi,
to.
Memo.
I would like to try the.
Hi, mammal.
I'd like to race, but I don't know if I could get the crashing out of my mind long enough.
That's why you do the scrappers.
I'd probably go full cold trickle, just straight off pit road, straight into somebody. You know?
That's what the scrappers are for. Like you literally.
I'd probably turn around and just start
Yeah.
snooting people up though. Like there
Nose
would be
them
no
up.
difference.
He acts like he does that in a derby car.
Here we go. Every time.
Did it do it?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't loud.
There
It's
we
just
go.
not loud on our headphones because it wasn't turned up.
It's facts though. Facts.
We got here.
All right, hometown shows, to run or not to run. I'll go first. Wait, did someone comment?
Yes.
Yeah, we had all kinds of comments.
Yeah.
coming
Oh,
on
I'm
this.
sorry. I'm sorry.
They
Yep.
just all coming
I
up
knew
on-
Shiloh's story. He said his great grandpa was 15, grandpa was 15J. So when he started, he followed suit with the 15H. I did know that story.
Tyler, I've watched your uncle run many, many, many shows. Definitely liked the skinny pedal.
Tyler, we included you in our 3 up front thing, though. Even we may have never told you, but you was
Yeah, because you got into it right when we all did. So
Yeah.
it was kind of all of us. There was like a whole group of us that all kind of got into this at the same time, and we all ended up doing that.
Okay. Now
Quarter.
Kinley can go ahead.
Oh, side note, Shiloh, whenever I was younger, like first getting into like watching the derbies and stuff, I was like, I don't know, 12, 13. It was always so much fun to sit in the stands and watch your mom cheer you on from the bleachers.
there's always
It
that
was
little
always-
orange crowd.
Yes,
Like,
and she'd always
they're
pumping
awesome.
her fist.
Yeah.
Shiloh
you can
always-
always hear them over everybody. I don't care how many.
Shiloh always has a crowd with him.
Yep.
It's known when he's there. I think he did a pretty car contest one time when I was younger, and they said Shiloh hurt, and I thought, oh, okay. You know, there was, I mean, half the grandstands was,
Yep.
Going crazy.
Yep. So, next topic we're going to jump into, Kinley just touched on hometown shows, to run or not to run. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, our hometown is a little bit different, excluding Jordan. It's the same principle, but our hometowns, both shows are very popular amongst the locals. Both of our communities are very derby driven.
There's like 2 things that happen in Scott County. Austin Scottsburg basketball games and the fair derbies.
Yep.
There's something about it. It just brings out everybody. Unfortunately, Scottsburg, I think the quality hasn't gone down. More or less, just the car count has gone down. They've had change of promoters, different promoters, done it themselves, brought new promoters in, and I think it's just at some point, like everything, it'll come back around, I believe.
Yeah.
But
Everything goes in waves.
Waiting on that consistency to
Yeah.
come back around before anybody can.
I think hometown shows, though, like, personally, like, I would love to run mine. The reason why I didn't was because my car wouldn't pass there, mostly. But I also couldn't have a passenger. And my first time, I was like, I don't want to do it without anybody with me. So that was really, like, my biggest thing besides the car. I wanted to run with somebody in the car with me, but I definitely...
Shout out, you ended up running twice last year without anybody, though.
Yeah. Sorry, Shiloh, he was supposed to ride with me too, but I got loaded. Sorry. You can ride with me sometime. I don't care. But I think, it would be like super cool to run your hometown show because, like, Jarrett, in your case, like you did, and your dad and Doss took 1, 2, and 3. Like, you have that, like, oh yeah, well, I won my. It's just like cool. Like,
it's
you
one
get
of
up
those-
here.
It's
and, like,
cool, and it's one of those things you always want to check off your bucket list. And of course, we were very lucky, but
You was what, 18 at that time? If that?
17. My brother was 15. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
But I mean, like, to run it, yeah, do it at least like once. For me, I'm gonna do it at least once, just to say like I did it, like I've ran here, this is cool. But like as far as like the politics of it go, I mean that's completely up to you. Like
Yeah.
it just depends on who you like, who you don't like. Like
Yeah.
for
And
me, like right now, I would go. I mean, I don't think
The
I have,
thing about it,
anything bad to say.
the thing about it is, I feel like no matter what, you can go run out of town. That's awesome. If you ever have the opportunity, it's a blast. There's a different feeling pulling on the track at your hometown show.
oh yeah.
And that goes with what Shiloh says. You can't drag
Exactly.
50 people with you, out of state.
Yeah.
When you're 20 minutes up the road, the fans, there's more of them. There's more there, specifically for you or, the next guy or whatever, and
Well, you also get family that may not be able to travel
Yeah.
that can come. You get friends. You can get people from your job that
Yeah.
aren't going to drive 2 hours or 3 hours to watch you, but they'll come right there. So,
and along with the fans, it also brings out the most of the haters locally.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
personally
say
one
the
of my
last time I
favorite
ran at
parts.
Scottsburg was also the first year we promoted, which was the stupidest thing I've ever done, but I did it.
And Dustin, yeah, like what you said is kind of what I was trying to hit on, like the drama part of it.
Yeah. So all my friends were running. Dad's promoting the show while I'm trying to get my car ready. Jordan's standing on the wall. So like my pits was the most bare I've ever had it. And somebody that I expected to be the last person ever came over and was swinging a sledgehammer on my car. Like it
Brings out the good and it brings out the bad.
Yeah.
Running locally. The drama being 90% of the bad, the fan base and, your people being around you being a big plus side of the fun part of it.
The thing about it, even your out of town shows, the drama's there.
It is.
You just don't see it.
I was going to say, it's just.
Since you're out of town, it's just fun to watch at that point.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's on a different level, I
Yeah.
think, when you're out of town.
When you start to go out of town a lot, you realize that the same drama you deal with at your hometown shows, it's at all of them.
It's there because, I mean, you can go to a big show, but there still might be one or two guys from your area that still go to that show,
Yeah.
So
And
to an extent, it can follow you there.
And not even that. I mean, you, in the same way that you make enemies at your hometown show, you make enemies at out of town shows that end up going the same place. That it's just.
But I also think. Go ahead, baby. Sorry.
The drama aspect is, to me, what hurts the whole entire sport as a whole.
That's single-handedly.
Whether it's
the biggest
hometown,
problem.
out of town, or not, the drama is what. But at the same time, I say this from somebody that when you're not involved in the drama, I like to just tune into it.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. It's fun to watch, like,
Yeah.
When you're out of town, but also like when you're running your hometown show and
Erica.
you're not involved, it's like, oh, I know who everybody in this crowd is.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Funny.
funny.
There's definitely plus sides and not plus sides to each way. I mean, it's all just in what you prefer.
Yeah, but what I think Jarrett was saying, like when you go to other shows, like out of town,
I can't even concentrate anymore.
And do you need to step out? Or you okay?
Do you need to take 5?
No.
For real. You pull a walker, you gotta go. Like, but anyways, like once you go to out of town shows, and then like say like you make a little enemy in your out of town show, and then you run your hometown show, and that guy comes. So then it just kind of like makes everything like more interesting. Like, oh, I'm gonna get that guy. Like,
it builds up, especially over time. No matter where it is, local. Or,
I like the competition drama.
Yeah, that's
as far as, hey, you beat me. Maybe you were 2 hours away, but then that guy ends up coming to your hometown show. I like that. But the actual, like, the arguing and the fighting and all that drama gets old.
Yeah.
I'm cool with beating the brakes off of anybody or getting my brakes beat off as long as that's just how it is.
There's
just off track.
nothing,
That's
there's
just how
no
it goes.
reason that I shouldn't be able, you and me shouldn't be able to go to war on the track. And then
No.
as soon as we get out, we shake hands and we go on. And it might be that I'm going to go after you again on the track. But once we are out, like, we keep everything on the track.
Yeah.
Look what Dustin said now. Last time I ran Scottsburg, I got ganged up on cough Richie's. I don't know what to say. I mean,
Speechless.
it just
It's
Now
rare.
where the
It's,
Red
it's,
X comes
it's,
from.
it's rare that you ever get him to be speechless.
yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling if the shoe was on my, if it was on my foot, if it was crossing three of his buddies, I know exactly what would have happened to me or
Yeah.
what would have happened to any of them. So I mean, I guess, and it'll probably come back around. I've been on the wrong side of the numbers, so it just happens. We got lucky. Sorry, Cross.
He said that.
But
Amanda,
He said
yeah,
that
the
one.
drama was definitely there back in the day too. I mean, everybody that's from the area knows that you had at least 3 solid groups that went to all the
Young Guns, Dog Pound,
dog pound,
Bulletproof.
and then
I like
you had,
that. Dog pound.
nah,
like
Bulletproof. Those guys were.
and then
that
you
was-
had all of
I
those
wish you could
groups.
read the bumper sticker on the backside of that.
Yeah.
You had all of those groups were more from up here or Salem or like the Ramsey area. And then you had like my dad, Ron, Joe, all them. And it was like they all kind of hung with the Bulletproof group. But then you knew, like, when the Dog Pound group showed up, you knew everybody was going to battle until it was over. You
Yeah.
just knew as soon as you pulled in and seen them, it's like, all right, it's on.
Yeah, there was many nights, Salem or wherever.
Paoli
Amanda
was
would-
a couple of good ones.
Oh yeah, Amanda'd be up there. She'd be with the men of the men. She's giving them all the hell in the world, and me and Daryl standing behind her, going, "Yeah, get them, sis." Yeah, we had some good times.
It used to get rowdy. I was not allowed in the pits, even once I was, well, back then you had to be like 16, sometimes 18 to even be in the pits. But like my dad, there was multiple shows when I was 8, 9, 10, 12. Dad's like, you're not going in the pits there. He's like, because
It used to get violent.
Oh,
nights.
yeah.
Real violent.
Some nights.
Oh, yeah.
There was more than one night. I remember people laying in beds of trucks with tarps and tires laid on them
Oh,
until
yeah.
they got to the county line.
And police escorted out of the
Yeah.
place. Yeah,
That's crazy, but that's funny.
Oh,
I think that's
I'm
kinda
telling
funny.
you,
If we
I'm
was
telling
coming
you.
from Washington County, there was something going on.
I can remember a night when we were over in Jefferson County. A lot of the Bulletproof guys were over there. There was a very, very heavy police escort out of that place.
Dang
for a
it! I
bunch
want
of
to see
us.
something like that.
But
My-
that was
That's-
like, gosh, I think that was like 06, 7, 8, maybe.
my dad.
Can we
and
bring back bulletproof dog?
No,
Bullets,
That was
Bulletproof-
I need to
not-
see this.
Jay's got the VHS tape
Yeah.
somewhere.
Okay, loan them
There's
to me.
some- I think I've still got a couple T-shirts like that rolling around of those guys, and
there was one night my dad and Joel went to Floyd County and ran. I think they ran a couple heats. They beat everybody. They took top 2. And I rode to the Derby with my mom, had to sit in the stands, but then I left with my dad. And that was the first time, as this was early 2000s. So I would have been, 10, 11, my first ever police escort out of a track. The cops, I thought we were in trouble, and the cops like, they are pissed. You need to just follow me out. And Dad's like, right on.
that was back when the old sock with a big nut or
Yeah.
two in your back pocket was a common occurrence.
Yeah. We won't even go to throwing stuff out of pockets.
God.
Yeah, Cody, those VHS tapes. I was very fortunate. My grandma. I have probably 100 different VHS tapes from Scottsburg, Salem, Paoli, a couple from Jefferson. I've got a few of the Dent Derbies that my dad ran. I've got a lot of those, and Lord, I still sit down and watch them for old time's sake. And
Guaranteed, every one of them's been watched 3,000 times.
I think I actually wore a couple of those VHS tapes out. I had to take
I
them.
guarantee it.
I took him to somebody a long time ago, and I had a few of the DVDs, and then I took him to Cody, and Cody got all those VHSs taped over on the DVDs, and I've still got all kinds of them. And speaking of that, I think I might just go home and watch a few of them.
We
but-
have
We
a
were,
whole tote. Yeah, we were
yeah.
cleaning out the
We
basement.
were cleaning out the basement and we found a whole tote full of old tapes
Yeah.
that were, there was 4 or 5 from Louisville Speedway.
I've got
That was a
couple of
great
those.
show.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's some from Corden, Paoli, Salem. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, and Brownstown. I've got several from Brownstown too. The Scotty Wiseman story, I think that's pretty cool.
yep,
Um,
he was a hell of a dude.
that was, I think, Dino and Hunter. They've said it before. You know, they're like, if he was still around, I think he would probably still have a pretty heavy presence. Which I didn't know Scotty, you know, personally.
He was young whenever he started, but he was one of them guys that some guys get in a car and they got to run a little bit, and before they get the hang of it, he was one that just hopped in and kind of had it.
That's what they said.
He had
They
a
said
very,
he was just kind of
he had an extremely cool head.
really.
Yep.
That's some of the stuff I hate. You know, I wish I could have got to know all these guys and
Yep.
seen all these things and how these stories. But that goes back to the thing with what Cody was saying. You know, those VHS tapes, they're cool and they're a pretty good tool. You know, you
Yeah.
get to go back in and see stuff like that. And so,
It shows you how much stuff has changed too.
how much has changed, how the rivalries have evolved, you know, the friendships have evolved, the stories like, you know, what she's saying about Scotty Wiseman and everybody. It's cool. And I'm very fortunate to have a lot of those. And we're very fortunate for a lot of those to still be hanging around, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of evolving of relationships, it wasn't anything to see like my dad going after the Donahue boys and them going after my dad in the middle of a heat at Scottsburg. But now there isn't 2 people I would call before them if I needed help. Like the last big show I ran at Scottsburg, we
Great guys.
took my car to their house or their parents' house to work on it because we didn't have power between the 2 days of the show. Me and Jesse worked hours on it while Dad and John are sitting in my driveway working on the car on the trailer. That was the only 2 people that showed up to help us. They're like the friendships that are made in this sport are unreal.
Yeah, Stevie, that's my dad actually promoted a couple of those derbies over there, and he was getting phone calls like up until the night before, and guys were calling from all over the place. And I think the last one he promoted, I think he told me they quit letting cars in the pits at 125 cars at Brownstown.
Was that for Fun Fest?
I can't remember. It might have been, but it was the fall derby. And that at the time, that was when Dad was working at the racetrack, and they asked to have a derby over there. And so, of course, you know, Dad jumped all over it. He said that was one of the most cool sights he's ever seen, was that many cars coming from all over just to little Brownstown, Indiana for the fall derby. But yeah, definitely Stevie. Speaking of Stevie, I've got one of those DVDs. Dad was driving one of Mom's cow cars, and it just so happened that night Stevie and Dad were on opposite teams that night, and they went at it the whole night in the heat, in the feature. And I was like, that goes back to, it's just kind of cool because, you know, even though they went at it that one night, Dad and Stevie are, you know, cool, and you know, Stevie's a great dude, and stuff like that. It's just cool.
Yeah, we got all kinds of big rivalry shows coming in. 2008 Scottsburg, yeah, that'd have been about the time where it was Young Guns or whatever you guys were versus Bulletproof.
Yep.
That one was hard to watch.
The Connorsville that Joey's talking about, that was Ohio showed up real deep that night.
I mean, it's
there was
right
a
there.
handful from down our area that went up there.
My dad, Ron, Tim, Billy Myrick, Travis, I think Jake, Pretty sure Gibby went. They all of them went, but they said Ohio rode in with like 10 or 12 cars and was just mopping.
Yeah,
That's an absolute haul.
Yeah.
I went
It's a
and
terrible drive.
went and finished that last car off that I built up there to run with Josh Woodward, and that drive's terrible.
There's not an
track
interstate goes
is
straight to it.
the track and the whole setup is neat, but to get there, there's no good way from here to get there.
Yeah. Cody Brownstown's had some good shows when they didn't pick the winner by pretty car contest, even though it always ended up in my buddy's favor.
Or a skid loader.
Skidster. I think that happened 2 years in a row, actually. Pushed off a tire and then pushed off of a bumper. I know that happened 2 years in a row, actually.
We ain't going there.
Yeah, we won't go that far. But Cody, that was probably 2000.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was going.
What was that?
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like, I could ask my dad. I'm thinking like 06.
I was going to say
I think it was like
I think it was like the year after Dad quit.
Yeah.
So 06, 07.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm wanting to say like 06, 07.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Because Dad took a cherry, and I mean cherry, Pontiac wagon and brought it home literally in a horseshoe.
Mm.
It was so high in the back, and from the cow to in front of the back tires was on the ground, but it was so high in the back that it barely went in the garage. I mean, this thing, and it was like the cleanest one we had probably ever had.
What wouldn't you give to have all those old iron back?
I wouldn't.
It makes my head hurt.
I'd like
Just
to
thinking
have
about 'em.
the 76 Impala bumpers that they threw in junk cars because they didn't want those.
Yeah.
My dad said when they were running enduros, they used to pull 74, 5, and 6 Monties off, throw them in scrap cars just for weight because they thought they were useless.
Amanda, that would have been 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, I remember going to that one. I was just a wee little one.
That
but
was
I remember.
the coolest thing
you
I've
were
ever
just
been
a
part
little
of.
lad.
Dude, I was on cloud nine.
Still knee high to a grasshopper.
I was
I got to sit in a stinking monster truck.
Yeah.
Like, Chad Fortune drove the Superman truck. His son was there. His name was Cole. I'll remember this till the day I die. Was the only kids there. He was a few years younger than me, and he thought the Derby cars were the coolest thing ever. And I walked up to his dad's monster truck. Had no idea who Chad was, let alone being an NFL star and going to drive Superman truck, that's the second one of his.
Yeah. Sitting around here.
The black one over there. Ended up driving the Fortune truck, Soldier Fortune. That whole experience was incredible. JR letting that become a thing was the coolest thing I've ever been part of. The Derby itself was terrible that Monster Jam let us run for 6 minutes or whatever, but
that was pitiful.
But
Cars
the
didn't
whole
even have time to get freaking
warm, like
yeah.
you couldn't even steam up.
It was a waste, man.
But
It was cool, but it was kind of the track there. The
Yeah.
Derby itself was a waste. I still got a T-shirt.
yeah,
I used to wear up until about a year or two ago that has all of them on it.
What
Yep.
happened?
he outgrew his dad's.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just got a little bit bigger.
I wish Dawson was here right now.
He would have called you on it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, man, this is definitely bringing back the memories. I wish I could have went to Dent. I wish the production of today's world was back when Dent was going on.
Yeah.
Todd was trying to do what like King of the Ohio and they're doing with
Demo.
Bristol. Todd was trying to do that in the late 90s, early 2000s.
And he got pretty far with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I won't discredit anything he did because, back in the day, that was
That was
thing
the
going.
show.
Yeah,
I-
that was the coolest thing going.
I got to go one time. Last time Dad ran was 06, and I got to go up and watch. And that's, you talk about wild. I mean, asphalt, and they were flat getting it. There was they didn't care if they came out of the heat or not.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can remember when Dad went one time. I've got pictures of it somewhere, but he took a 74 Impala 4-door post car, and when it came back, you might as well not even had that post because the passenger side of that car was drove plumb over onto the transmission tunnel.
Yep. Tyler, you can send that to Cody's Venmo.
Yes.
You'll have to.
I'll text you after
Yep.
this, buddy.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll get with you on what we can do for you too. I've been meaning to reach out to you.
I
but
have to reach out. I need to get a few things.
Yeah, me
I need
too.
to have him cut a few things
Yeah.
out. That just made
That
me
bumper
mad.
that you just posted is looking pretty sharp, by the way. I think we all need one of those in our arsenal.
Like cool stuff that's cut out.
Yeah.
Yes. And
It's
I
like
have
a laser, but cooler because it's metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to weld for hours on end.
Yeah.
I seem to have a problem just welding. I don't know what it is. If I can go out of my way to create work to weld, I will do it.
But yeah. Yeah. That was the first year for it. We ran the second year, which would have been the first year at Lucas Oil.
I think if you get on YouTube, there's a couple RCA Dome derbies on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The
I think so.
The one. The one
Didn't help.
that I know, the one that Rondell had, that like charcoal gray and orange car. I know it's on there.
Isn't?
Yeah, because I've watched it. But the only thing, whoever recorded it was like in the grandstands in like the nosebleeds, so you can't
Yeah.
I could pick him out just because I knew which car he had.
Yeah.
Your dad ran that red car.
Yeah.
I could pick him out just because I knew what color, like what car they were.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know beforehand, you couldn't tell who was who.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where that was a televised event, you weren't even allowed to videotape.
Yeah.
And the seats provided for like your crew was literally the very top section and the farthest corner from it. I got down and tried to stand as close as I could, but for the Derby, I couldn't even see what was going on.
It was a good idea, but they just wanted it as something to
Yeah, it was a
pick up some
time filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is they came and let a bunch of guys that at the time that was like the coolest thing that had ever gone on, and then they shut everything down. So it was just kind of a pisser.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool, Joey.
Urban was a great track, great show. That track was always on point. It didn't matter if it rained. That one year it downpoured for hours, and they were basically in a pond, but
Yeah.
they were still putting on a great show.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we want
Yeah, with that, we can
Recap.
wrap. So everybody does remember, we're doing a partnership with Babs. Get your roof signs and door signs through him. A portion of that proceeds goes to help further the show. He can do anything from stickers to like banner material, anything, car wraps, anything you can think of that is a sticker or print material that man can do. So get with Jason Babs, tell him we sent you. We sure appreciate that. We got merch, hoodies, t-shirts, koozies, and hats. You can get those on our website, adrenalinejunkiespod.com, or message one of us. We don't have shipping built in right now, but we can get it to you, or we can find a way to ship it, and we will make it happen.
or meet you at a show.
Yeah.
We can get it to a show. if we need to.
All of us between the group, if we're not all there, somebody in this group will be there.
Yeah.
We actively try to go to pretty much all of them, but obviously we can't be at every
we
single
mostly
one.
We
travel
only-
in packs here.
Yeah.
we're-
If you see one, you'll
us
see
three
most
right
of
here are
us.
always roomies.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
been
much.
that way
If
for a long time.
yeah, pretty much. If you see one of us, you're probably going to see us all. So
Yep. We do have sponsorship opportunities. We want to thank Jessica Ritchie, Archie Campbell for jumping on board. Sounds like Tyler at TNT Fab is jumping on board. We can't thank you guys enough. We've got different packages, but we don't have to go by those packages. Whatever we can do to help you, with you helping us, is what we want to do. So we are accepting sponsors and extremely appreciative of those that are stepping on. Some dates to remember: Sturgis not next week, but the following week, January 25th. So it's 2 weeks away. Wicked War Zone down in Sturgis, Kentucky. We will be there. We will.
Sorry.
Spaghetti. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but we're talking spaghetti. So come find us there. We want to hang out. We want to meet y'all if we don't know you. Want to wish luck to our local guys. We see Wiggins is still in here. Good luck to you, buddy.
Yeah.
So hit us up down there. We definitely want to support those that support us. So be sure to find us. The next thing will be that Sunday will be our next podcast. We will be doing it from the Kirkham Fab Shop / basement. It'll be on the way home for all of us. So we're going to go mobile, set up shop down there. So that way we
all the freshness of the show on our mind. We'll have
Yep.
plenty to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So hopefully we get a little tea we can stir, and hopefully we can brag on some of our local boys on their performance down there. The next big thing would be Bourbon Beatdown, March 1st at Freedom Hall. Twisted Metal Motorsports. It's going to be huge. Entries are full. Tickets are almost available. So make sure to hit that up whenever they drop. The next thing would be Wicked Team Show, March 21st and 22nd. 409 Who. Yeah. Cross is still here too. We wish you luck too, buddy. But yeah, Sturgis Wicked Team Show, March 21st, 22nd. Tickets are available now. Campsites are available. We need another camper so we can not have to book hotels, but
No kidding.
we'll work on that down the road.
I might be able to get something together on
I
that.
think I know a person who knows you, or that you may or may not know,
Yeah.
that might or might not have one.
Yeah. I might be able to make something happen there. We'll see.
My man.
We'll see.
Okay. After that, got Cordon Fair, June 28th, TNT Promotions, and Jefferson County Fair, July 11th by 907 Promotions. Get on there, get your pre-entries for Jefferson County. Get your votes in on those 4 classes so we know or not if we are going to have enough cars to make that a possibility. Cross is trying to open it up, bring something for everybody, which is extremely cool.
Ladies, come on.
Yeah.
Gotta have 10 cars.
We got 2 ladies in here that are gonna do it.
Yeah.
Join us.
We need
Sigh.
Looks like it's going to be a busy few months for us, buddy.
No kidding.
sucks to suck.
Oh no, you're included on that because you're going to come help.
Yeah.
I'll be doing this stuff while you guys are in the garage.
Yeah, you can do that from the garage.
Yeah.
So those 4 classes that Cross is looking to put on, if he has 10 pre-entries, is the Gut and Go ladies only, MWFA, Minivan Mania, and Youth Minis. If you haven't won a show previously, adding classes is like an act of Congress for anybody, let alone the possibility of adding 4. I unfortunately think you're crazy, but I thank you for doing it, and I'm glad it ain't me.
Hey, Sam!
Dude, what?
Sam.
She's giving a shout out.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's
I wasn't
3.
even looking at the comments.
There's
Squirrel.
So I think we at least got the ladies going.
No, I'm scared. I'm just kidding.
You're just kissing butt. That's why you're giving her a shout out, ain't
I
it?
ain't kissing no butt.
So yeah, those are some upcoming shows that we're excited to be part of. But we will be attending. So you guys got anything to close them out?
Send us all your info on upcoming events. Anything we need to know, anything you need to keep us up on. Other than that, I think that about does it.
Yep.
If you see us at Sturgis, definitely say hey.
Or flip us off, call
Yeah.
us number one. I don't really care.
We take all.
Yep.
I pretty much answer to whatever. So
I've got thick skin.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And a big back to carry it on.
yeah.
Big back, big back.
If you see me eating or drinking a sweet tea, just
Bring me
come hang
another.
out. Yeah.
Just bring me another.
Yeah, just come hang out.
If it starts with a bush and ends with a latte, that's what's preferred. But
We're not real picky.
Yeah,
If it's cold, it's down the hatch.
Yeah.
unless it's you, and
Yeah.
you'll just hand it to one of us, which we're fine with.
Oh yeah.
We used to be like, "Come on!" Now we're just like, "Okay, we'll just
Yeah, you already know.
less
my
for
answer.
you is more
Yeah.
for me."
My answer is just gonna be no.
Yep. So yeah, come hang out with us. Got any feedback, whatever, let us know. DrillingJunkiesPod.com. All your needs, wants, comment places are there. Socials are linked. I will be working on adding the rest of these events on there and more as we get them. So make sure and feed those to us. Always feel free to shoot us a message on the podcast page or personally. We like to bullshit. If we don't get back with you right away, we will, as soon as one of us reminds the others that we haven't done that.
Because we are busy.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Especially with all this snow.
Yeah. Two of us pushing snow 24/7. I'm on nights. Kinley's saving lives. Like,
And making
Studying.
sourdough bread.
Yes,
Yeah.
and making. Hey, we should throw that in there. I could do it for the cause.
You could make
you didn't
a
even bring
couple-
me any.
You could make
You're
it.
diabetic.
You delivered 4 loaves today, and I didn't even get a slice.
You're diabetic.
So-
You
You
could-
brought 4 pizzas last time.
That was from Junkies though.
It didn't come from the heart. It came from
It
Jordan's.
did. Actually, it was my idea.
Oh, okay.
It was like a team effort. I said we should bring you lunch, and then she said, "Well, what about Jindy's?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, we just had it last night." But I'm not
missed
gonna
out
say
on
that.
that.
Hey, I've learned my lesson.
I
Last
heard.
time I got you something for your birthday, you couldn't even drink it because you're
But
diabetic.
I had my own, so that's why
I didn't even know
drink
you were
it.
diabetic. We had a friend of mine. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, you could throw a couple
I really could.
loaves of sourdough together to take with us.
I don't think anyone would complain.
It's good shit.
We're gonna cut that out so you guys don't know where the good eats
Yes.
are. We will not have the banners at our vehicle, so if you go robbing anybody,
You're probably robbing.
just
the
go
wrong
to the
person.
banners.
Yeah.
But we thank y'all.
Catch you on the next one.
See you in 2
keep
weeks.
spreading the word and tell somebody to check us out because that's just what we do. We're just here.
Yes.
I thought you was going all sentimental.
Oh no,
Tell somebody
No.
you love them.
no. Just keep spreading the word. We do check the followers almost every day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we may do a giveaway when we hit that 1,000 mark.
yep. So
No,
the
there's
Free
no
loaf
quicker-
of
man. There's no
sourdough,
man about
flavor
it.
of
We'll
cheese.
do.
we
I'll
will.
take care of that.
We'll do some kind of a deal, and it'll be something cool. So be sure to help us get there. We're like
872 at the beginning of the show. I was gonna say we was gonna do something big on YouTube, but we got a ways to go before we can do anything like that. So
Regardless, just keep spreading the word, and once we get to that mark or right before it, we'll have some news out for you.
yep. So appreciate y'all. Stay warm.
See y'all at Sturgis.